Here's your General Hospital spoilers sneak peek video for the week of September 8th, 2025. Anna is on the case and ready to solve a good old-fashioned soap opera shooting mystery. She gathers her two top detectives into her office to go over what they know and realizes their suspect list is huge. At least she has Dante and Chase by her side to create a flowchart and go from there. Anna names all the usual suspects in the Who Shot Drew case, including Michael Corinthos, Alexis Davis, Willow Tate, Curtis Ashford, and Tracy Quartermain. Anna calls Michael into her office first to ask about his whereabouts the night that Drew was shot. If he could only find Jacinda, maybe he'd have an alibi. Perhaps Michael should go searching in Portia Robinson's office. Lulu is also on the prowl as she puts her investigative reporter skills to work to see what information she can gather without being confined by police protocol. Will Lulu solve this crime first? Since Jason is not a suspect in his own twin brother's shooting, he can help Anna with her case when he gets back from Croatia. But first, he has to deal with the situation there as it gets dicey. Jason locates Britt in her secret lab, but that doesn't mean it will be smooth sailing. Colette now knows that the code Joss Seelan gave Pascal was fake, so Pascal is ready to kill Joss and Vaughn. Britt is also in big trouble and may finally be forced to tell Jason exactly what's been going on at the Five Poppies Resort. First, she has to tell him that Jocelyn is there. But will they even get to her on time? It appears that bullets go flying again, just as they did in Jason's room last week. Glass shatters in Britt's lab, so it looks like Britt and Jason are going to have to make a great escape to find Jocelyn and Vaughn. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. Here are your General Hospital spoilers for Monday, September 8th, 2025. We might finally be getting to the end of the Five Poppies story this week, as Jason finally finds Britt's secret lab with Britt in it. She led him to the right place, but now he needs answers. Is Britt finally ready to explain why the heck she faked her own death and how she survived the poison hook? Was that all staged with Heather Weber, or was it sheer coincidence? Will Britt also tell Jason all about Jocelyn being locked up down the hall? Joss's presence at the Five Poppies and her new career choice may be the most surprising part of this trip for poor Jason. Jocelyn tries to talk her way out of a situation, but Jason will soon be there. Back in Port Charles, Jack is in freak-out mode as he finally faces the fact that something went terribly wrong with this operation. When Colette offers him a deal, will Jack bite? At GH, Alexis panics when she learns that Scout is missing. She was just about to let her go with Willow, who is also in a panic because this is not a good look as Scout's new legal guardian. When Cody scores points with Molly, does he let her know that Scout is at the Quartermain mansion? Will she see how good he is with children? And will someone sensible relent and allow Scout to stay with her brothers and Grandma Monica, which is where she wants to be? Anna continues her investigation into Drew's shooting and questions more suspects. She meets with Dante and Chase to discuss both the shooting and Judge Heron's murder. Chase wonders if the two crimes may be connected, which is a very strong possibility if Sidwell was the one who sent someone to shoot Drew. However, we feel Drew's shooting was a crime of passion, considering how many people he has angered this year. The General Hospital preview for the week of September 8th hints Lulu Spencer won't believe what she's seeing. Also coming up, Anna Devane, Dante Falconeri, and Harrison Chase will come up with a list of 5 suspects. Plus, Jason Morgan will sound the alarm at the Five Poppies Resort. GH spoilers tease major drama is about to go down in Croatia. Everybody down! Jason shouts in the GH Weekly preview. A glass on a tray will explode as a bomb goes off. But will Jason, Britt Westbourne, Jocelyn Jacks, and Vaughn make it out alive? Back in Port Charles, Anna, Chase, and Dante will discuss Drew Kane's shooting. They'll go over the main suspects, including Michael Corinthos, Willow Tate, Nina Reeves, and Alexis Davis. Chase will name Curtis Ashford as a potential shooter, and Dante will hold a photo of Tracy Quartermain and point out she's also a suspect. Meanwhile, Michael will get his turn on the hot seat. He'll arrive at the PCPE to face Anna and Dante. We have a few questions about the night Drew Kane was shot, Anna will tell Michael. But could he have done it? Finally, Lulu will be in shock when she runs into a blast from the past. "This can't be real," she'll say, her mouth opening wide as her face goes pale. But who will Lulu see to cause such a reaction? Could it be Britt? Keep watching GH to find out. At any rate, it looks like a great week is coming up. Keep reading the Soap Scoop for more General Hospital spoilers and news, and make sure you join our free GH Facebook group. General Hospital spoilers reveal that we have to ask, should GH have killed Drew Kane off? Many fans are feeling cheated after that fatal fake-out, so let's talk about the pros and cons of keeping Drew alive. The show has spent months turning Drew into the most hated man in Port Charles, which made him the most loathed GH character on social media too. Plenty of viewers were left cheering over the 2 bullets Drew took to the back as they rooted for his demise. Drew's behavior has gotten so bad that most of us would have thrown a party over his grim fate. The idea of Drew being gone for good has a lot of appeal at this point, so it's easy to see why some fans were upset over Drew pulling through his ordeal. Tracy Quartermain found Drew in time to call 911 and get him to the hospital. Drew also made it through surgery, so he'll remain a big part of the action moving forward. Of course, this is disappointing news for viewers who were hoping to be rid of Drew permanently. The show's still doing a whodunit, but the impact arguably would have been bigger if the Zed actually killed Drew off for this storyline. On social media, fans have been complaining now that Drew will be around to wreak even more havoc. Since a lot of viewers are tired of Drew by now, we certainly get why some would view his survival as a bummer. That said, there are some positives when it comes to keeping Drew alive. Scout Quartermain already lost one parent when Sam McCall died last year, so it'd be devastating for her to lose her dad as well, especially so soon after her mom's fatal outcome. Plus, despite how loathed Drew's become, he does deliver some juicy drama. Many fans are still eager to see what happens next, despite their Drew complaints, so maybe keeping him alive won't be so bad after all. General Hospital spoilers say this Drew mystery will bring more conflict and chaos in the coming months, so stay tuned for updates on all the highs and lows. General Hospital update for Monday, September 8th reveals that Willow Tate and Michael Corinthos will be targeted while Cody Bell delivers some Scout Quartermain news. Britt Westbourne will also fear the worst, so let's talk about what's ahead on the ABC soap. At the Five Poppies Resort, Jocelyn Jax will try to manipulate Pascal and anyone else involved in holding her captive along with S. Vaughn. It looks like Jocelyn will offer a reminder of what the WSB is capable of and ask one of their captors if this hostage situation is worth getting killed over. In the lab, Jason Morgan will vow to help Britt Westbourne escape, but she may argue it's not that simple. Britt still has her medication doses to worry about, so that could complicate things when it comes to her getaway. Britt's primary concern will be for Jocelyn and Vaughn anyway, since they're the reason she called Jason for help. Jason will be floored when he inevitably gets updates on Jocelyn's WSB involvement and the tight spot she's landed in. Britt will fear the worst and push Jason to do something before it's too late, so he'll indeed make some urgent moves. Back in Port Charles, Jack Brennan will continue to throw threats at Colette Moreau. But will the mole reveal who her secret employer is? GH spoilers say Brennan will receive some sort of proposal, so Colette may try to bargain for her life. Afterward, Brennan will bark orders over the phone as he worries about the possibility of Vaughn and Jocelyn already being deceased. At Alexis Davis' place, Molly Lansing Davis will finally connect with Cody over the phone and most likely find out where Scout's been hiding. Scout loves hanging out with the horses in the stables, so Cody may admit she's on the Quartermain property and promise to look out for her until help arrives. Although Molly and Cody faced some tension recently, this Scout rescue will go a long way towards strengthening their bond again. Since Alexis and Willow will continue to fret over Scout's vanishing act, they should breathe a sigh of relief once Molly gets in touch. Later, Ava Jerome will bicker with Christina Corinthos Davis and try to put out a fire before it becomes a real issue. Whether this involves captive Rick Lansing or something related to Alexis's alibi, Ava will think they need to deal with a problem immediately. Could Ava worry about the possibility of the cops coming over with a search warrant at some point? Will Ava want to move Rick somewhere else? At the PCPD, Anna Devane will tell Dante Falconeri and Harrison Chase that Max Scorpio is spearheading the Judge Eva Heron homicide investigation. Anna will be in charge of investigating Drew Kane's shooting, so Chase will wonder if they have any reason to believe the two crimes are connected. Anna won't be sure yet, so she'll focus on the question of who shot Drew and point out how many possible suspects there are. There could be several conflicts of interest in this case, but Chase and Dante will assure Anna that they can do their jobs well. Anna will leave the door open for Dante and Chase to recuse themselves if they start to feel uncomfortable. That said, Anna will think Chase and Dante are in a unique position to offer insight into two key persons of interest. Anna will point out that Willow and Michael are at the top of that list, so she'll basically want Chase to look into his ex-wife, while Dante takes a closer look at his brother. General Hospital spoilers say Michael and Willow will be crucial investigation targets, so stay tuned for any clues that might point to them. General Hospital preview video for the week of September 8 to 12. Promise some bombshells as there's an explosion in Croatia, while Lulu Spencer will be living a nightmare, and Michael Corinthos is listed as a main suspect in Drew Quartermain's shooting. GH just released its promo video for this week, and there's some major drama that's set to unfold over the next 5 days, so it's time to talk about it. The preview opens with Michael at the police station in Anna Devane's office, where Dante Falconeri is present as well. The police commissioner tells Michael that they have a few questions about the night Drew Kane was shot. As the scenes shift, Anna is shown in her office with Dante and Harrison Chase. There's a corkboard with POI at the top of it, and photos of Nina Reeves, Michael, Willow Tate, as well as Alexis Davis just below the words. Underneath this, there are the words timeline, followed by some notes, and below that, a photo of Drew, along with some evidence pictures. Anna asks her police officers, "Persons of interest, what do we have?" Chase chimes in first with Michael Corinthos, and then Dante notes, "Alexis," as Anna exclaims, "Willow," and Chase then says, "Curtis Ashford." Meanwhile, close-ups are shown of each individual listed, with suspicious looks on all their faces. A scene shows Dante also presenting Tracy Quartermain as a POI, and he pulls up a photo of the woman's file and her mugshot, while Anna skeptically looks on. As the General Hospital promo rolls on, a scene of a shocked Lulu is shown as she states, "This can't be real." Lulu's face looks like she's just seen a ghost, so with hints that Britt is slated to return to Port Charles at some point this week, it seems like Lulu's world is about to be flipped upside down. As the scenes shift, a tray with a glass on it shatters on the floor in the next clip, as glass explodes into the camera, with a voice in the background, presumably Jason Morgan's, yelling, "Everybody down," as the preview promo video comes to a close. General Hospital spoilers imply there will be an explosion in Croatia, as Jason attempts to rescue Britt, Jocelyn Jax, and Vaughn. But will everyone return home to the little town, safe and sound, when all is said and done? In the tangled web of Port Charles, where family legacies are both a blessing and a curse, the casting of a child actor can be a masterstroke. For General Hospital, bringing in Finn Carr to portray Rocco Falconeri, the son of Dante Falconeri and Lulu Spencer, was widely seen as a brilliant decision. Carr not only bore a striking resemblance to his on-screen parents, lending an immediate authenticity to the Falconeri family unit, but he also possessed the acting prowess to navigate the emotional turmoil that comes with being a child in a town built on secrets. Fan investment in the casting was immediate and intense. Social media and forums lit up with debates over which parent Rocco favored most, with many noting a blend of Falconeri and Corinthos traits. This deep level of engagement proves how crucial visual continuity is for the show's dedicated audience. Hey aren't passive viewers. They are active participants who scrutinize every detail, building theories that reinforce their connection to the story. Carr's compelling performance, which captures both a child's innocence and the quiet resilience inherited from his parents, has only deepened this connection, elevating Rocco from a background player to a character with genuine emotional weight. However, in the world of soap operas, A perfect family portrait is often a canvas for future drama. The very discussions about Rocco's appearance have fueled a far more compelling undercurrent of speculation. Is his parentage as straightforward as it seems? Longtime viewers know that Port Charles' history is littered with tampered DNA tests, switched embryos, and shocking revelations. The lingering shadow of Lulu's stolen eggs, a traumatic storyline that resulted in the birth of Charlotte Cassadine, remains a powerful narrative thread. Fans speculate whether another embryo was involved, potentially rewriting Rocco's maternal lineage entirely. The proof of Rocco's parentage, including a DNA test conducted years ago, feels flimsy by soap opera standards. In a world where medical ethics are frequently compromised, it's entirely plausible that the results were manipulated. The late Britt Westbourne's complicated history and connection to medical schemes provide a perfect potential explanation for a long-buried secret. What if she played a role in Rocco's conception that has yet to be revealed? This uncertainty positions Rocco as a narrative time bomb. The implications of a parentage reveal would be explosive, sending shockwaves through the Spencer, Falconeri, and Cassadine families. If Lulu awakens from her coma, a heartwarming reunion could be tainted by the devastating truth that the son she remembers is not biologically hers. Dante's identity as a father would be thrown into turmoil, and a potential claim from Valentine Cassadine could ignite a brutal custody war, pulling Rocco into the very legacy of conflict his family has fought to escape. For now, Rocco Falconeri remains a symbol of enduring family love, but he is also a powder keg of unresolved storylines. The producers have masterfully woven a web of ambiguity around him, ensuring that while he may be a child, his future holds the key to conflicts that could redefine Port Charles for years to come. Fans are right to watch closely, because the question isn't if Rocco's story will explode, but when. General Hospital sees Drew Kane Quartermain out of surgery, but in critical condition with 2 bullet wounds in his back, leaving the huge question of who pulled the trigger. Who shot Drew? There are some red flags about Willow Tate, but also about some other people, including some of the mob men in Port Charles. Right now, Drew almost died in surgery. The shooter clearly meant to end his life. 2 bullets in the back means they were not playing around. Could Willow be so angry and feel like she's not with her kids because of Drew, and she's the one who tried to kill him? In a recent video, we leaked that Drew was going to be targeted. Our source was saying either stabbed or shot. They were right about the attack and all this other stuff, but it was a gun that took him down. They also leaked about the framing we're going to talk about. But who's got a gun lying around their house, except mobsters like Sonny Corinthos and Gen Z Sidwell, and cops like Dante Falconeri, Harrison Chase, and of course, Anna Devane, or WSB spies like Jack Brennan and Colette Moreau? Most of Port Charles isn't walking around packing heat. Jason Morgan is, but he isn't even in town, so he's got a rock-solid alibi. Bottom line, we've got a whodunit on our hands. The list of people who want Drew dead is basically the Port Charles phone book. If they still made a phone book, that would be the suspect list. But our leaker also said he's going to survive, and we're definitely seeing red flags about that too. It definitely seems like this is going to be a full-blown mystery. When Willow heard that Portia Robinson saved his life after Drew crashed in surgery, she did thank her and seemed sincere. But that doesn't really take Willow off the suspect list. We're going to talk more about why it might have been Drew's ex-fiancée that shot him. But first, let's look at some others on the list real quick. Nina Reeves and Alexis Davis both want Drew dead because of family. When Christina Corinthos Davis came home during the rainstorm, she was calling out to Alexis, but she wasn't there. General Hospital was trying to make it seem like Alexis might not have an alibi for Drew's shooting. But Alexis says she was downstairs with Rick Lansing, who of course she can't use as her official alibi. So Ava Jerome and Christina are going to have to be her alibi, which may seem strange to the PCPD, given that Ava and Christina's dislike of each other is very well known, and Alexis and Ava are not close by any means. Why would they have all been together? I think Chase is going to feel like they're lying, kind of like he felt like he was being lied to at the hospital today. We also know with Nina, she doesn't want Willow back in Drew's life, and she was worried that they were going to reunite. Nina told Portia that as long as Drew is breathing, Willow won't be free. And Portia said, "None of them will." Those two were saying that while they were having drinks, and then the bartender came back by their table, and Nina and Portia were gone, and there was money on the table. They were out of there. They might have conspired against Drew again. Maybe they worked together and shot him because later at General Hospital, Nina gave Willow an alibi. She told Chase that they were out for a walk together. But he knows they're estranged, so he thought that was dodgy and they were lying. Willow accused her mom, Nina, of trying to use her as an alibi. That makes Nina look guiltier and Willow slightly less so, just based on that conversation alone. But it's not enough to take Willow completely off the suspect list. We've also got the Ashford family, Portia, Curtis Ashford, and Trina Robinson. We know Kai Taylor was with Trina during the shooting, so she has got a solid alibi, even though they're going to have a hard time explaining where they were. Plus, Trina lacks that killer instinct. Curtis flat out threatened to kill Drew, and Kai heard it. And Portia truly despises the man. As I said, she might have worked with Nina. However, I don't think Curtis would have shot Drew in the back. Maybe in the front, but not in the back. For Portia and Nina, I tend to think they would drug him or set up a robbery gone wrong scenario. Plus, Portia was busy getting busy with Dr. Isaiah Gannon when Drew was shot, from the way it looked on the show. Then we've got the Corinthos culprits on the list. Carly Corinthos Spencer, Michael Corinthos, and Sonny Corinthos. Carly hates Drew. She is in the club that wouldn't mind seeing him dead. Elizabeth Baldwin heard that. But I feel like she is a red herring. Carly had no real reason to step out of the lines and kill Drew because he was losing and her side was winning. Michael can be sketchy when he needs to, but he didn't need to kill Drew. However, Michael doesn't have an alibi, and he was in the area because Tracy Quartermain saw his car parked down the block right near Drew's house. That makes Michael look culpable, and Tracy told him, "Find an alibi and don't say anything else to me about any of this." As for Sonny, I think we all know he would enjoy shooting Drew once or twice or 5 times, but the timing makes it all wrong because Sonny was very worried that the custody case judge had just died in Michael and Willow's case. Sonny knows eyes are already on him, and then Drew getting shot would definitely point to him. He wouldn't have done that. Also of note, in a recent interview, Cameron Matheson compared this Drew shooting storyline to the big heyday story on Dallas back in the day. Who shot JR? And we all know JR didn't die. That's one more sign that Drew won't die. But the shooter might creep into General Hospital and try and finish him off. My top candidate for this shooting is other mobster Sidwell or his son Marco Rios. They needed the judge silenced, and then poof, she's face down in the water, dead. Sidwell needed her silence because Marco ran his mouth, and then Drew was running around talking about the judge bribery that Marco told him, so he needed silenced. Both of these deaths benefit Sidwell a lot. However, Willow went MIA in the middle of her shift at General Hospital and came back soaking wet and upset. She could have walked to Drew's and shot him and came back to GH, but I still feel like she's a red herring. If it were Sidwell, though, he might be able to frame someone else because he's got Alexis's fingerprints on the Cassadine dagger. And you can do sneaky science, and you can transfer fingerprints from one thing to another if you have an expert and know what you are doing. Our leaker did say Alexis is probably going to wind up framed, so we'll see how it goes. I don't think Drew knows who his shooter is since he was shot in the back. Once he wakes up, we'll find out what he knows. I don't think he saw anybody, but he's probably going to have some ideas about who did it. But again, the problem is too many people want him dead, so he can't tell the police, "This one person wanted me dead." It's like, "Oh, all these people hated me and want me dead." Right now, until other evidence presents itself, my gut says this was probably Sidwell, although I think it would be great if it was Willow. I mean, she might have been leading Drew on to see if he could get her kids back, but then snapped when the custody judge was killed since Chase told Willow that he was working on the judge to grant visitation. General Hospital spoilers for the next 2 weeks, September 8th to September 19th, reveal that Britt Westbourne will make it back to Port Charles, so Lulu Spencer and Dante Falconeri will flip out. Jocelyn Jax and S. Vaughn will also end up with a new secret. So here's what GH viewers can look forward to. During the week of September 8 to 12, Cody Bell will improve his image with Molly Lansing Davis, since it seems he'll keep Scout Quartermain safe at the Quartermain stables. Once Scout is no longer missing, she can go home with her new custodial guardian. That's Willow Tate, at least while Drew Kane is out of commission, so she'll take Scout back to Elizabeth Baldwin's place. Things will get pretty chaotic at the Five Poppies Resort, but Britt, Jason Morgan, Jocelyn, and Vaughn will all make it home alive. Of course, Britt's return to Port Charles is going to cause quite a stir. Lulu and Dante will reel over the news that Britt is back, so they'll have to fill Rocco Falconeri in soon. Liesl Obrecht will come face-to-face with Brilliant eventually, so that should bring an emotional reunion that's filled with questions. As for Michael Corinthos, he'll seek some assistance from Curtis in tracking down Jacinda the escort. Jacinda is Michael's best chance and alibi, so he'll do whatever it takes to find her. Nina Reeves will also have a tempting proposal to mull over, so we'll see if that involves dealing with Jacinda or another crisis. When it comes to the investigation into Drew's shooting, Harrison Chase will use his insight to make a judgment regarding Willow. Can Chase really put his affection for Willow aside and do his job here? Dante Falconeri will also have to investigate Michael, which will bring some challenge on his end as well. The week of September 15th and 19th will put Jocelyn and Vaughn in some tricky territory. Vaughn and Jocelyn's nightmare mission will be over, but they won't be able to shake the feelings they've developed for each other. Jack Brennan wouldn't approve, so it seems Jocelyn will sneak around with Vaughn and enjoy their romance behind Brennan's back. As for Britt, she'll deal with all the backlash of her return. Britt will also reconnect with Rocco Falconeri sooner or later, so he'll be excited to get to know the woman who gave birth to him, even if she's not his real mom. Nathan West's comeback is rapidly approaching too, so GH writers will keep putting the pieces in place for that shocker. Back with Jason, he'll have to decide how long he's willing to hide Jocelyn's WSB status from Carly Spencer, especially considering she's falling deeper in love with Brennan every day. A chilling, unspoken tension is winding its way through the corridors of General Hospital, and Nurse Elizabeth Weber is at its epicenter. In the aftermath of Drew Kane's near-fatal shooting, Liz finds herself consumed by a growing obsession with Willow Tate. While Port Charles sees Willow as a grieving mother and devoted partner, Liz senses a well-hidden darkness beneath the porcelain exterior. A darkness that may be connected to Drew's attack. Liz's unease has metastasized from a gut feeling into a quiet, relentless investigation. The turning point came when she discovered old security footage from the night Drew was admitted, showing Willow at the hospital when she was supposedly at home. This shocking revelation cracked open a door Liz is now unwilling to close. Her search for answers led her to Drew's encrypted laptop, where she uncovered his secret investigation into inconsistencies surrounding Willow's bone marrow donor. The files hinted at a connection to the WSB and potential illegal activity, providing a terrifying motive. What if Drew was shot to silence him? And what if Willow knew more than she was letting on? As Liz inches closer to the truth, Willow has launched a subtle but devastating counteroffensive. She hasn't confronted Liz with anger, but with calculated psychological warfare. By planting seeds of doubt among their colleagues and friends, Willow has skillfully painted Liz as an overworked, fragile nurse spiraling from trauma. Framing her manipulation as genuine concern, Willow is systematically isolating Liz, eroding her credibility with every whispered suggestion and feigned act of kindness. This has transformed the hospital into a cold, quiet battlefield where two women circle each other, their every conversation laced with double meanings. The situation has become infinitely more complicated with Drew's gradual recovery. With his memory still fractured, he is vulnerable, and Willow is using this to her advantage. She has inserted herself as an indispensable part of his healing process, skillfully controlling the narrative and redirecting any conversation that strays too close to the truth of that night. However, the most damning evidence may come from the most innocent source, Drew's daughter, Scout. The child's simple, honest observations, mentioning she saw Willow at the hospital that night and was told to keep it a secret, have provided Liz with the confirmation she desperately needed. Liz is now trapped in a terrifying position. Drew is leaning on the very woman she suspects of orchestrating his downfall, and any attempt to warn him makes her appear unstable. The war between them is no longer just about uncovering a secret. It's a battle for the truth in a world built on carefully constructed lies. As Drew's memory slowly returns, the inevitable collision between these two women threatens to unleash a fallout that will shatter families and change Port Charles forever. The sun-drenched facade of the Five Poppies Resort in Croatia has cracked, revealing a dark and twisted prison of deception for WSB agents Jocelyn Jacks and her partner, Vaughn. What began as a high-stakes mission to investigate a professor's research has devolved into a horrifying nightmare. Captured and bound in a sterile basement, Jocelyn's world is about to be shattered by a betrayal so profound it will call into question everything she thought she knew about her life, her mission, and the man she waited as beginning to love. The air in the concrete room is thick with menace as Pascal, the resort's impeccably dressed and brutally efficient operator, circles his prey. For hours, he has subjected Joss and a bruised Vaughn to a relentless interrogation, determined to break them. But his psychological games take a devastating turn when he decides it's time for a family discussion. With a cruel smile, Pascal drops a bombshell that shatters Jocelyn's world. Vaughn is his younger brother. The words hit Joss like a physical blow. Her mind reels as she stares at the man she trusted, the partner she shared vulnerable moments and passionate kisses with, only to see guilt and resignation in his eyes. The entire relationship, Pascal gleefully explains, was a lie. Vaughn's assignment to train her, his burgeoning romantic interest, all of it was a carefully orchestrated charade to feed information to Pascal and their true, mysterious employer. But the nightmare deepens. As a broken Vaughn is forced to confess, the mission's true purpose is laid bare with horrifying clarity. They weren't sent to Croatia to investigate research. They were sent so Jocelyn could be eliminated. The mission was a setup from the start, a death sentence orchestrated from the shadows, and Vaughn was complicit in leading her to the slaughter. Yet, even in the depths of despair, a flicker of hope remains. The manicure scissors secretly passed to her by Britt feel like a lifeline in her pocket, a symbol that she is not entirely alone. As Pascal gloats, Joss sees the conflict warring within Vaughn, a battle between family loyalty and the genuine feelings he seems to have developed for her. In a hushed, desperate moment, she challenges him to do the right thing. His quiet, resolute promise, "I will," hangs in the air, a fragile hope in an abyss of broken trust. Time is running out. As Pascal prepares to move them, Jocelyn knows her window to act is closing. The story of betrayal at Five Poppies is far from over. With a mysterious puppet master pulling the strings and her life on the line, Jocelyn must rely on her training and a prayer that her betrayer's conscience will spark a last-minute redemption. The real battle, for survival, for truth, and for her very soul, has just begun. For nearly 2 decades, Laura Wright has commanded the screen on General Hospital as Carly Spencer, one of Port Charles's fiercest and most complex heroines. But in recent months, Wright herself has become the subject of swirling rumors, stories about secret weddings, surprise pregnancies, and even her impending departure from the show. Fans have been left wondering what's fact, what's fiction, and whether Carly's reign in Port Charles is in jeopardy. The speculation exploded in August 2025, when a viral hoax made its rounds on social media. AI-generated posts, complete with fabricated wedding photos of Wright and her longtime partner Wes Ramsey, claimed the couple had secretly tied the knot and that Wright was preparing for a 3-month hiatus from GH. The images were strikingly convincing. Wright in a wedding gown holding a bouquet, Ramsey in a tuxedo, but the story itself was pure fiction. When tagged by a fan on X, Wright shut the gossip down in one word: fake. This isn't the first time Wright has had to debunk rumors about her personal life. Over the years, she's repeatedly found herself at the center of unfounded pregnancy speculation. Back in 2019, An Instagram post about craving French toast spiraled into whispers that she was expecting. Wright quickly set the record straight. "Hey guys, I'm not pregnant. I was just craving French toast, that's all." Fast forward to February 2025, and she was once again clarifying things after fans misinterpreted a hashtag in a post welcoming Chris McKenna to the cast. Her response? A laughing, "Oh my God, no." When it comes to romance, Wright and Ramsey's relationship has long been the subject of fascination. Together for 8 years, the couple's love story began on General Hospital, when Ramsey was playing Peter August. Since then, the two have openly shared glimpses of their lives together, and fans have rooted for their happiness. Still, despite constant chatter about a possible wedding, Wright has made her feelings clear. She doesn't need vows or paperwork to validate their bond. After her 2016 divorce from John Wright, with whom she shares 2 children, the actress has embraced the freedom of defining love on her own terms. And what about Carly Spencer? Despite viral claims of an extended break or an exit storyline, Wright is showing no signs of leaving Port Charles. In fact, Carly remains deeply woven into some of the show's most explosive current plots, navigating her fraught connection with Jack Brennan, and bracing for the fallout from Jocelyn's dangerous ties to the WSB. Her presence is still front and center, and ABC has given no indication of a shakeup that would see Carly gone. The larger issue, however, is one General Hospital fans, and soap audiences everywhere, are becoming increasingly familiar with: misinformation in the digital age. AI-generated hoaxes are getting more sophisticated, making it harder for even loyal viewers to distinguish between real announcements and elaborate fakes. Wright's quick and direct clapbacks to these rumors not only reaffirm her honesty with fans, but also remind audiences to rely on official sources before buying into sensational headlines. As of September 2025, the truth is simple. Laura Wright isn't pregnant, she isn't married, and she certainly isn't leaving General Hospital. She remains as committed as ever to Carly Spencer, a character whose mix of strength, vulnerability, and fire has made her an enduring cornerstone of the soap. For fans, that means one thing: Carly's drama in Port Charles is far from over. General Hospital spoilers confirm Monica Quartermain's heartbreaking death will unfold this fall, shaking Port Charles to its core. The Quartermain clan will unite through grief, but shocking twists, family secrets, and new characters ensure that Monica's farewell won't be just about mourning. Monica Quartermain's passing will devastate her family, with Jason Morgan and Tracy Quartermain hit especially hard. Jason must cope with losing the woman who anchored him for years, while Tracy struggles with her guilt and regrets. The Quartermain mansion will no longer feel the same without Monica's guidance. The show promises a heartfelt tribute, with touching memorials highlighting Monica's legacy as both a doctor and matriarch. Family members, friends, and longtime allies will gather to celebrate her life. Tears will flow freely, but the writers hint that behind the grief, trouble will stir in unexpected ways. Into the middle of the Quartermain chaos steps Erica Slezak's new character, who reportedly has surprising ties to Monica. Many fans suspect she will play Monica's long-lost sister, a revelation bound to complicate the mourning period. Her arrival adds intrigue, as hidden family connections could reshape the Quartermain legacy. Slezak's mysterious role suggests her entrance won't be purely sympathetic. Writers tease that while most characters will focus on honoring Monica, others may see her death as an opportunity. This opens the door to new rivalries, secrets, and even betrayals within the Quartermain family. Martin Gray remains determined to punish Tracy for her past misdeeds. His discovery of a strange letter tied to Monica may give him leverage. General Hospital spoilers suggest Martin could team up with Slezak's character to manipulate Monica's will and strip Tracy of her inheritance. If Martin succeeds, Tracy's claim to the mansion and family fortune could be threatened. This sets the stage for an explosive Quartermain feud, with Tracy once again battling to secure her place in the dynasty. Fans should prepare for fiery confrontations and scheming behind closed doors. Monica's death will not only honor Leslie Charleson's legendary run, but also spark fresh drama. While Port Charles mourns, rivalries will ignite, secrets will spill, and new faces will reshape the Quartermain future. This send-off guarantees to be both emotional and unforgettable for longtime viewers. General Hospital spoilers update for the week of September 8 to 12 reveals that Willow Tate will manipulate Harrison Chase while Sonny Corinthos carries out a sneaky plan. It also looks like Jason Morgan will bring Britt Westbourne home, so let's discuss all the action ahead. First, Michael Corinthos will turn to Curtis Ashford with a favor to ask. This could involve Michael's search for Jacinda, since he desperately needs her for an alibi. Jacinda needs money, so Michael could pay her to claim they spent the night together far away from Drew Kane's house. In reality, Michael's car was at Drew's house around the time of the shooting, so Tracy Quartermain was right to warn him to protect himself. Jacinda will pressure Portia Robinson and Nina Reeves for more money in the meantime. So how will they handle her? Portia is set to flip a situation around on someone, so she might make sure Jacinda's on the receiving end of some threats instead. As for Nina, GH spoilers say she'll consider an enticing proposal. It's possible Jacinda will offer to make trouble for Michael instead of giving him the alibi he wants, but only if Nina pays up. Next, Alexis Davis will put her foot in her mouth. There'll be some incident where Alexis says more than she means to, so she might stir up some suspicions about Rick Lansing's disappearance. Rick will remain captive for now, but Alexis, Ava Jerome, and Christina Corinthos Davis will have more problems to contend with thanks to their pact. As the Drew investigation heats up, Willow will manipulate Chase and perhaps prove his conflicts of interest are going to be a problem after all. Once Jason, Britt, Jocelyn Jax, and S. Vaughn emerge victorious at the Five Poppies Resort, it'll be time to head home. It looks like Jason will convince Britt to come with him, so her return will send shockwaves through the whole town. Dante Falconeri will be stunned over Britt's miraculous comeback. The same goes for Lulu Spencer, who'll no doubt worry about how Britt showing up again will affect Rocco Falconeri. Lulu and Dante will team up to deliver some important news, so they may come together to give Rocco updates on the situation, though they'll obviously be short on details. As for Anna Devane, she'll rush to her own defense in a heated confrontation. Jason may realize Anna knew Jocelyn was in the WSB and on this dangerous assignment, so he may scold her for not telling him the whole truth. While Jason decides whether he'll blab to Carly, Jack Brennan will push for more information. Jocelyn and Vaughn will have some explaining to do when it comes to the disastrous mission and how it went so horribly wrong. Elsewhere, Sonny will have a sneaky plan, so we'll see if that involves a way to dig for Jen Sidwell intel. General Hospital spoilers say the week of September 8 to 12 will bring some bold moves and risky decisions, so stay tuned. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.